Want to learn how to build this in Minecraft? Or just want to learn how to build a bit better? Well, this video is going to teach you just how to do that. How's it going, everybody? Decisive TV here. I am here for a special kind of video. I've never done anything like this. This is how to build this blacksmith little house shop thing in your survival world or survival multiplayer world. This video is a step-by-step guide, kind of block-by-block guide on how to build this. So just kick back, relax, watch the video, and follow along while you build this in Minecraft. So let's hop over to a creative flat world so we can get started. So in order to get started building this thing, obviously you're going to need to collect all the resources and building blocks in order to actually make it. So this is all the stuff that you need. It all fits in nicely to one single double chest. But yeah, so go ahead and pause the screen, look at that, get all your resources and blocks together, and yeah. So now it is time to set up the layout area. So this is the layout of the blacksmith little house thing. And as you can see, there's a bunch of different shapes, which is very, very good. There's a lot of flat walls, which will definitely be fixed using some depth stuff and a little bit of detailing. I made this in black and yellow so you guys can easily see all of the blocks and how big the actual thing is going to be. This is before all the detailing, before all the leaves and stuff, so maybe plan it to be a little bit bigger if you're building it in a small cramped area. So all you need to do is follow the way that I place these blocks and exactly where I place these blocks. You also want to pay attention to the orientation, the side that I place the block on, because the deep slate, the smooth deep slate blocks are directional, so they have different textures for different ways that you place them on other blocks. Kind of like stairs, but not as noticeable. So for of course we're starting with the front, then we'll make our way to the side. So as you can see here, I placed a regular deep slate on a specific side of the coal ore, and that rotates the deep slate, making it vertical. You can see down next to the coal ore that we did in the front, it looks a bit different. It has a different side of it, different texture. I think it adds a little bit of variety to the build. I build my builds in creative first, and then I use a program called Litematica. I definitely recommend it. It makes your life a lot easier, but I use that whenever I switch over to survival and I want to copy the build that I built in creative over to another world or a server or whatever. And Litematica allows you to easily do that, and allows you to build it by layer, because building one layer at a time is way easier in survival. Because building one layer at a time in survival is way easier than building one whole part of the build and then having to fall all the way down. And if you accidentally misplace a block or whatever, then it takes a little bit of extra time to get back up and make sure that it's right. And building one layer at a time, you're allowed to see each layer as you go up if you're missing a block on each layer. And then you can just show the overall schematic if you're missing any blocks anywhere, or if you misplaced one. Now, whenever I mean building your build by layers, I mean that for a pre-built build, or a build you already have. If you're actually making a build, you'll obviously want to do it in sections. So you'll want to do the house section. Like for a blacksmith, you'll want to do the house section first, and then you'll want to do the side section where the smelter is, or the little tower section like we have in this build, for example. So whenever I made this, I started out with the house first. I got the layout set out with some concrete, but I'll go over that in a different video, just some building tips. And so I started out with the house because that's obviously the main portion, and I kind of worked around the way I brought up how high I wanted the tower to be, because that was directly interacting with the house. That was going to like take out a piece of the roof for the house. So obviously you'll want to plan for that. But you'll want to do the house first and then take a step back, look at it from all angles, just to make sure everything looks good, everything looks right, and then you can continue on and do other parts of the build. But once you get done with the build, I like building my builds by layers in survival mode, or even my redstone. I like building by layers just because it's easier to do one single layer at a time and make sure you have all of it correct for one layer, and then I just wanted to mention that every single song that I used in this video, I will have the artist and the song name in the description. So if y'all wanted to listen to it on YouTube, it is from Epidemic Sounds, so you can't use it in your YouTube videos unless if you have an Epidemic Sounds membership, which is fairly cheap and you get a whole bunch of sounds. Not sponsored, I just use it a whole lot. It's very useful for videos. By the way, this is what the base of the tower should look like whenever you get to this level. I don't think I showed it very clearly, so this is exactly what it should look like. If you all have made it this far through our meditation process of building, no, but for real, thank you guys so much for sticking around. It's probably about the halfway point-ish. So, thank you guys. First person to comment, tra-la-la, fa-la-la, gets VIP over on my Twitch, twitch.tv/decisive_TV if you guys want to go check it out. Appreciate you guys. So this is what it looks like without all the details. Hopefully you guys did end up finding that little tutorial of me just placing the blocks useful, and you guys got it done fairly easily. But yeah, now all we have to do is detail it, and we should be good. So I was going to be doing the detailing with you guys, but it seems like this video is actually run on for pretty long. So I think I'm going to keep that for another video. If you guys want to see some more building tips or builds and that sort of stuff, I will definitely do detailing for you guys to get that sort of stuff out of the way, like leaves and flower pots, some extra little bits and pieces. And I still need to do it over here, but I think I will get that done. I think I can actually do a little bit with you guys if you guys are willing to stick around for probably about 5 more minutes. So inside, I want to, I think, do a little chimney sort of thing. Obviously need a furnace. I think I want to go ahead and do smooth stone and then a furnace on top. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So this wall would run up and over something like that. So then it will maybe lead through like this. I'm thinking maybe something like that, something along those lines. Better actually, I guess we could do something maybe like this and a little bit. And now all we need to do is add the campfire, add some trapdoors around it to cover up the campfire, and boom, there we go. Obviously you could texture this, and we'll probably do that with some andesite, breaks it up a little bit, maybe a little bit of smooth stone as well. Something like that. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I'm trying to go fairly quick, so sorry if it's a little hard to keep up, but hopefully you guys are. And so in here, obviously you need some light. I think a lantern looks really good. You can see it from outside, and it covers everywhere inside. In here, probably add a light right above the door. I think that works out really well. In here, I think I'm going to put some polished diorite, because it acts kind of as a tile, and it's also contrasting against the wall, so it makes for a fairly good floor. Obviously you could do a small spiral staircase, but I think that will probably be a bit too much, so I think a ladder works pretty well. Easily be able to climb, get up here. And I changed this out. I changed it from the dark oak wood over to the nether brick, which you could keep the dark oak wood, but I didn't even think about using nether bricks, so I think that's actually really good idea. It just, the little bit of purple that the nether bricks add or have complements the blue roof that we have, the bluish greenish roof that we have. So of course, whenever you're making pathways or anything like that, you kind of want to go a little random, so I think I'll just go out to like right there. But yeah, I kind of have it a little bit random. I like to fill in with one complete block whenever I'm making this in creative, and then just copy it over to survival or something like that, just kind of randomize it in survival. And then I go through and I just replace a bunch of these blocks with one kind of block type, and then I switch to another like so, and then something like that to complement the grass. I think will be nice. Obviously got to put in a little bit of gravel, because gravel is like the best pathway, you know. Okay, so we have something like that. Usually you'll want to go through and you'll want to put in like little kind of divot ends for the pathway. So whenever you come across something like this, usually I'll put a block or something that kind of matches what the house actually is, so it actually looks like it's in the ground. But yeah, I think that works out really well for the pathway. So over here in the little smithing area, I think we can do mostly cobblestone. I think that will work out really well. So obviously don't want to make this perfect, but I don't think we want any grass kind of near the actual furnace either. So I think we do something a little like this, give it a little bit of moss around the actual mossy parts. So there we go, and then we can add a little bit more structurally sound sort of stuff around the furnace. I think that, yeah, that looks really, really good. Obviously you can include the little divots and that sort of stuff to whatever, and it gives that extra little bit of texture. I really like that. So one little trick that I would like to point out is this little flower pot with the dead bush and leaves on top of it. So it kind of looks like a potted plant actually, and I mean, it technically is. That's one little extra building tip for like interiors and that sort of stuff. Obviously this house is kind of meant for survival, but I mean, you can add like whatever you want inside of here. So I have an ender chest up in the bedroom up here and a little bit of storage, but yeah, so there's an ender chest in here, smithing table, that sort of stuff, all the necessities for Minecraft survival. Obviously no enchanting table because, well, there's not really room in here unless if you were to make a basement. I mean, completely up to you guys. Another little small detail around the tower, you kind of add some of the blocks that are included within the tower, like the tower is kind of sunk into the ground, or some rocks have fallen off onto the surrounding area. I think that looks really, really good. But yeah, so overall, I hope you guys did enjoy this little tutorial video sort of thing on how to build this, and a little bit of extra tips and that sort of stuff. So yeah, we will definitely be getting into the detailings and tips and tricks and that sort of stuff in a later video, but let me know what you guys thought. This is the first video I've ever done like this, so if you guys have any tips or recommendations or anything like that, I am all ears. I want to do more of these kind of videos because I think they're really, really interesting, and I feel like I have a little bit of build talent within me that maybe I could give you guys. And so yeah, just let me know what you guys thought. Subscribe if you're new here. Of course, please, I would love you forever and ever and ever. Okay, we're getting a little close and personal with that. I really do appreciate you guys if you would hit that sub button, hit that like button, and that will tell me that you guys want more of these building videos. But yeah, anyway, that's gonna be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, which should be another Cornerstone video out soon. Yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Bye bye.